NAD plus supplements, I mean, they're everywhere, right? They've become this massive trend in the anti-aging world, promising to basically turn back the clock inside yourselves. But hold on. Before you jump on that bandwagon and buy into all the hype, there's something you've really got to see. I mean, you've probably seen the ads, you've heard the buzz online, and the idea, it's super compelling, right? The thought that you can just boost your NAD plus levels and get healthier as you get older? That sounds amazing. But is that really the whole story? Well, it turns out with NAD+, there's a kind of hidden side to this whole thing. We're talking about potential dangers that you're definitely not going to see advertised on the bottle. So let's break it down and get into what you really need to know. All right, let's get right to it. This is a super crucial warning. Before you even think about adding NAD+ to your daily routine, you need to hear this. Because honestly, what you don't know could have some pretty serious consequences for your health. So what even is NAD+? Okay, super quick science lesson. Think of it as a tiny, vital helper molecule in all your cells. It's crucial for making energy and repairing your DNA. The thing is, as we get older, our natural levels of it drop. So the whole idea behind these supplements is, hey, let's just boost those levels back up. Makes sense, right? But here's the catch. The biggest issue really is that the science is still so new. I mean, there's a serious lack of big, comprehensive studies on humans. And what does that mean? It means we just don't have the full picture. We don't know everything about its safety, all the potential side effects, or how it interacts with other drugs. That is a massive blind spot. And that blind spot, it gets especially risky when we start talking about prescription medications. So let's dive into that first, because some of these potential interactions involve drugs that, tons of people take every single day. Okay, first on the list, diabetes medications. If you're taking something like insulin or metformin to manage your blood sugar, you absolutely need to hear this. So here's the potential problem. Some studies are suggesting that NAD+ boosters might actually work against your medication. They could make your body less sensitive to insulin, which can lead to insulin resistance. And that would totally undermine the treatment you're counting on to keep you healthy. All right, next up, let's talk about blood pressure medications. A lot of us take these to keep things in a safe, healthy range. Now, this interaction is a little different. It's more of an amplification issue. See, NAD+ boosters themselves might lower your blood pressure. So when you take them with a medication that's also designed to lower your blood pressure, you could get a double whammy effect. And that could cause your pressure to drop way too low, which is seriously dangerous. Okay, this one is incredibly serious, so we need to be crystal clear here. We're talking about cancer treatments. The logic here is pretty stark when you think about it. NAD+ helps cells get energy and repair themselves, and that includes cancer cells. So taking these supplements could quite literally be feeding the cancer. But it gets even worse. Some chemotherapy drugs are specifically designed to work by starving cancer cells of NAD+. So if you take an NAD+ supplement, you could be directly canceling out your own treatment. It's a huge, huge risk. All right, let's move on to another very common one, blood thinners. We're talking about drugs like warfarin. Now, these meds require a really delicate balance in your body to be safe and effective. And here's the issue. NAD+ boosters might mess with how your body processes these drugs. They can throw that whole delicate balance way off. And when that happens, your medication becomes unpredictable. That could raise your risk of either dangerous blood clots or serious bleeding. It's a big deal. And for the last one in this prescription section, let's touch on antidepressants. Now, this is an area where things get, pretty murky. And that uncertainty is a risk all by itself. Look, the honest answer is we just don't really know for sure. There's a little bit of research that hints at a potential problem, but it is nowhere near conclusive. And let's be real, when you're talking about medication for mental health, that much uncertainty is a huge red flag. So it's not just prescription drugs you have to worry about. The risks can also pop up with common over-the-counter supplements. And this is such an important reminder, just because something is natural, that does not automatically mean it's safe to mix with other things. And a perfect example of this is a really popular antioxidant called resveratrol. In fact, you'll often see it recommended to be taken right alongside NAD+ boosters. This one is kind of like a classic good news, bad news situation. The good news? Combining it with an antioxidant like resveratrol can boost your NAD+ levels like crazy. We're talking up to 5 times higher. But the bad news? That huge boost also seems to crank up the risk of side effects, things like nausea, hot flashes, and headaches.
And last but not least, let's talk about melatonin. It's probably one of the most common sleep aids out there. I'm sure a lot of you have used it.
Now, this one actually makes a ton of sense when you break it down. Both NAD plus times and melatonin have a hand in regulating your body's internal clock, your sleep-wake cycle. So when you take both of them together, you can get this amplified effect. And that can leave you feeling super groggy, tired, or just plain brain fogged the next day. Okay, so we've gone through all these potential conflicts. What's the real bottom line here? It's simple, really. This isn't just about jumping on some wellness trend. It's about making a safe, smart, and informed decision for your health. So let's be really clear about who should just avoid these supplements altogether. Because there's just not enough safety data. That means children, people who are pregnant or breastfeeding, and, as we talked about, anyone going through cancer treatments. For pretty much everyone else, especially if you have any kind of underlying health condition, talking to your doctor first isn't just a good idea, it's non-negotiable. Look, with so many unknowns and potential risks, taking NAD plus without getting professional advice first, it's really just a gamble. And that brings us to the most important question of all, the one you have to ask yourself. Is your health really worth a guess? Please don't leave it to chance. Talk to your doctor, talk to your pharmacist, get the real facts for your situation.